Welcome to the final week of November for the Tarotcast with Transcend-Ing Healing. But before we get into this, guys, don't be shy. You can smash that like button. You can follow us if you haven't already. You can leave a comment too, but maybe wait until the video's over and let us know how your week's going, how you're vibing with the cards. Well, friends, without further ado, let's do further and let's have a look at what the energy is for the collective this week, which is the Knight of Cups. Well, the Knight, he's a very passionate guy. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He's not afraid of showing his emotions. In fact, I mean, all the Knights are a little bit problematic, guys. So the Knight of Cups might even actually overshare a bit too much. He shares too much of his emotions, and he can be a bit too emotional when it's not appropriate, or maybe, you know, he's just loving a bit too much. And when I say loving, I mean it's not that healthy kind of loving. It's that kind of like chasing love. The Knight has this problem with the grass being greener on the other side. He's almost like he's never really fully content with what's going on, what he has. He's always chasing something a little bit better. So the Knights are they're very complicated individuals. And when we find ourselves, guys, and this is collective energy, everyone this week, when we do find ourselves in Knight energy, there are warnings and there are positive takeaways, okay? So the positive takeaway is to be very emotional. Don't be afraid of sharing your emotions, but we've also got to balance that with not oversharing. But we've also got to be aware that, you know, that we're not chasing greener grass on the other side. We're not trying to improve something that is already so good for us as it is. You know, let's make sure we practice gratitude. That is a good way of avoiding that situation. Aries, Malaries, this week you have the Eight of Wands. No, that's the Seven of Wands. All right, so Aries, this is the card about fighting, but we're fighting for something. We're holding on to something. It's actually more of like a card of defensiveness, not like fighting in offense, but fighting in defense, trying to hold on what we still have and not let something go, okay? So last week and for the week before, you had the Six of Pentacles. Now, this was the giving and receiving card. This one's about finding that balance, and you had that 2 weeks in a row, so there was this lesson that really needed to come through. Now we've got a card of defensiveness, and this is almost like not letting go, not letting people in. What's going on, Aries? It looks like you've had a pretty troubling week, a lot of internal things going on. Hope things are working out, and I hope these cards are giving you guidance. Now, let's not forget, we need to combine this energy with the collective energy of the Knight of Cups. So don't be afraid to put your emotions out there and share with people, okay? Share with your feelings and your passions with people. Be careful with this. Be careful with being too overly protective and defensive about certain things. It's important to keep strong boundaries. But if those boundaries are too strong, then you start to become defensive. So you've got a lot of balance coming in, Aries. You've got a lot of that fiery energy here coming through. You need to cool that down a bit. Make sure that you have strong boundaries, but you are not being overly defensive. Taurus, this week you have the Chariot. Well, Taurus, last week you had the Knight of Pentacles telling you to take things step by step, take things slowly, pay attention to the smaller details. Now, this week, you've got the Chariot. This Chariot is telling you to aim, you know, get your bearings right. What it is, where is it that you are going? What is it that you desire? What is it, that true calling within yourself, okay? This is about finding that true personality, finding out the identity of yourself and how you're going to create that. And you've got to make that happen. You've got to really find that power within. This isn't about expecting other people to do the work for you. You've got to step forward into that full power. So Knight of Pentacles last week told you to take things slow. Let's have a look at the smaller details. Now we've got everything together. We got our pins all lined up. Now we really want to knock them all down. We want to go forward and go for it. Don't be afraid with that Knight of Cups energy this week for the collective as well. There's going to be a lot of sharing. Make sure we share our intentions with people. We share that, what we're passionate about, what it is we truly love, okay? So this is, it looks like you got a highly energetic week this week. So, enjoy that chariot energy. Gemini, this week you have the High Priestess. Gemini, this week, trust your intuition. This is going to be very important for you, okay? As a Gemini myself, I know, we are these air signs, we do bring on a lot of that kind of like trusting our mental body, okay? We trust what we know, okay? Our experiences, but we do have this, this week, we do have the High Priestess coming through, and she is telling us to trust our intuition. See those signs that are happening around us. Trust those signs. Trust those messages that come through. Use that wisdom that we have attained through the years. And I always I like to say, what is wisdom? Wisdom is knowing that tomato is a fruit. Knowledge is knowing tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing that it shouldn't go into a fruit salad. So these are not just the experiences we've had, but how we can apply them in life as well. Now, we do have that Knight of Cups energy, which is about sharing a lot of emotions. Now, again, Geminis, this isn't our strongest suit. So this looks like this could be a bit of a struggle for us this week. We've got to make sure that we are sharing, we are passionate, we are wearing our heart on our sleeve, we are being fully open and honest, and we are trusting the intuition that's coming through. So we're really going to have to kind of step out of our comfort zone this week. But it all pays off in the end if we make sure we align ourselves. Arcana of Cancer. What have we got? This week you have the Three of Cups. Well, Cancer, up until this month, you've had Death, the Lovers, the Moon. These have all been pretty intense cards. We also had, with the collective cards, we had the Sun, Tower, and Hermit. You've been hitting hard with the major arcanas. Now, this week, we've got the Three of Cups. Now, the Three of Cups is got to be my favorite card personally, which is why you can see I'm happy for you. This one is about just connecting with other people, have a good time. This is your excuse to make a phone call, catch up with some friends, get a bottle of wine, go out and watch the sunset and just have a chat to your friends about stuff. Share your feelings and emotions, because we do have that Knight of Cups energy. And come on, Cancer, you're so good at that. You've had such an aligned month. Cancer, please let me know in the comments. I want to know how you've all been going, because you've really had a very aligned energies coming through that work with that Cancerian energy. And it looks like we're getting to the last week of the month, and it looks like it's a bit of a celebration week for you as well. So please let me know. I want to know how things are working out for you. And look, enjoy that Three of Cups. Leo, you have the Three of Wands this week. Leo, when we do get the Three of Wands, this is telling you to start making things happen. Okay, what are those dreams and desires that you've had? Last week, you did have the Two of Cups combined with the collective of the Hermit energy. So there was a lot of reflecting on our relationships energy. How did that go for you? We're now in a space where we need to make decisions, okay? So are there new beginnings? Are there changes? What is it last week from that reflection? We now need to put things in motion, okay? We have to make sure, we're making a bit of a game plan, or maybe we've got a checklist of things that we want to achieve. This could be from what happened last week, or from the previous weeks through the whole month. But we definitely want to be getting into that space. And we do have that Knight of Cups energy as well, which is about wearing our heart on our sleeve. Very passionate, creative, and loving energy as well. So we're working with a lot of emotions, dealing with our passions as well. And we want to really set our goals here, okay? Maybe the goals have already been set, but we want to put the gears into motion. So make sure you're doing that, because next month is December, the last month of the year. So let's this could be setting ourselves up for hitting the ground running as we go into 2022. Virgo, you have the Ace of Wands. Virgo, last week you had the Queen of Wands, which is about getting into that creative flow and feeling those passions and, just channeling things. A lot of feminine energy, really feeling it. Now, it looks like this week we're getting into this energy of starting something new. Okay, we're setting new goals. When we do get the Ace of Wands coming through, it's about setting goals. Okay, these goals should be around our passions and what it is that makes us feel like, what is our life purpose? These are questions when we're setting goals in the Ace of Wands energy. But we've also got that Knight of Cups energy for the collective this week. So that is about really sharing things that we love, being very open and telling people our emotions and feelings and ideas and our passions and all of that kind of stuff. So in setting these plans and these goals this week, I think it's going to be very important that you also share it with people. Share your excitement with people, because these people are going to lift you up. They're going to encourage you along the way. They could even hold you accountable if you're going to be trying something difficult as well. So that's going to be very helpful. So good luck with starting the new adventure with this Ace of Wands energy. Libra, what do you have this week? You have the Judgment card. Libra, the last 2 weeks in a row, you had the Ten of Wands and you had the Two of Swords, and this was a bit of a struggle for you. So it looks like you're getting towards the end of it. It looks like maybe you've come out the other side. I don't know if you were successful in a sense, or whether you maybe feel like you failed on something. I don't know. How was your journey? Either way, when we get the Judgment card is telling us to reflect on things. So, if we were successful with things, why were we successful? We want to reflect. We want to ask us, why were we successful? Okay, what were the things that worked? Okay, were we deserving of these? Was it because we did this or did we do that? If things went wrong, okay, what did we learn from those mistakes, or why did they go wrong? So there's a lot of taking stock here in what had been going on. I think particularly in the last 2 weeks it was a bit rough for you. Now, of course, we do have that Knight of Wands energy. Now, the Knight of Wands, he does share his feelings a lot. He shares his emotions. He shares his passions. So I think with this Judgment card, as you're going through this kind of reflection process, I think it'd also be good to share this with people that are close to you as well. So, there could be some people out there that, might help you in that Judgment phase. They might have some insight that might help you with working with this Judgment energy this week. Scorpio potato, this week you have, oh dear Lord, this is the Nine of Swords, Eight of Cups, then you had the Five of Pentacles last week, and now you have the card of anxiety, the Nine of Swords. You've had a very rough week, it seems. A rough month even. Now, hopefully you actually handled it all right. I mean, when I say it's rough, I'm not saying this is disastrous and everything fell apart, but it could be to suggest that you had a lot to work on with yourself, okay? Things might have been a little bit unstable for you, and you really had to keep yourself calm and collected, and if you didn't, it looks like things could have fallen apart. The journey's not over yet, okay? The rough road isn't over yet. Okay, we've got this card of anxiety coming through, which is the Nine of Swords, okay? This could be that we're up in our head. We've been overthinking. Things have been a bit of a struggle this week, okay? And we're too much in our head on what's going on. Now, we do have the collective energy. Don't forget that that Knight of Cups energy. That Knight, he shares with people. Okay, he shares his feelings, he shares his passions, he shares his dreams, he wears his heart on his sleeve. So that's going to be working with you this week. If you are going through a situation of anxiety, I feel like it's going to be important to be very open about this, about what's going on. Share it with the people that are important around you, those that you believe are there to help you, those that you believe can give you that support. That's going to help you along this road this week with the Nine of Swords. Sagittarius. This week you have the Ace of Pentacles. Sagittarius, it looks like this week is a time for starting something new. Let's not forget that the Pentacles are about the physical realm. So this could be working in a project or something, something tangible. You want to be working on something that's going to come through. It's going to be something you can touch, you can feel, you can be proud of, you can look at, you can show it off to the people around you. And that actually showing off to the people around you is going to very much align with that Knight of Cups energy. Okay, he's a very emotional person, but also with that fire energy of the Knights, you know, there's that passionate energy. He likes to share. Okay, maybe he gets to a point where he overshares a little bit too much, but he's very open with his emotions and how he's feeling about certain things. So as you're going into this project, going forward, starting this new journey forward into something, maybe it's going to be good to actually share with people around you, because as you kind of do that, it can actually, telling other people can actually make you feel a bit accountable as well. So, you know, if you're like, oh, hey, I'm going to start this project, and then next week you don't do anything, at least those people that have told, they go, hey, Sagittarius, mate, how's that project going? You're like, oh, yeah, I should get onto that. So that's where that sharing side is going to come through. And, you know, share it with the people that you know are going to respect it and going to uplift that idea and say, great idea, go with that. But either way, you got something new ahead of you, you know, go into it full power. Capricorn, this week you have the Two of Pentacles. Well, it seems like it's a little bit better from last week and the week before. You did have the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Swords, one after another, and that was a bit rough. But now we're coming on to the Two of Pentacles. Now, this Two of Pentacles energy is to say that we might be juggling a few things. We might be trying to manage a few things at once. So I would say that what was going on with that 10 and then that 8 of Swords, it looks like you're starting to get it under control. It's not over yet. You still have a bit of, you've still got to deal with a few things, but it looks like you are managing it here, okay? It might feel a little bit difficult. It might feel like there's a lot of things going on, like the juggler, but he's got a handle on it. So it looks like there's hope for you. It looks like you've done the work. Things are turning around for you. So, you know, just getting a handle on these kind of things is going to be a good thing for you. We do have that Knight of Cups energy also coming through. So the Knight of Cups, don't forget, he likes to share with people. He likes to really express himself, you know, tell people what he's thinking, what he's feeling, you know, what his passions are and all these kind of stuff. So he likes to make that connection with people. So while you're going through this situation and trying to get a handle on all of these things that were going on through the last month with the difficult cards, make sure you're talking to other people about it. Make sure you're sharing with people and sharing people with the successes that you're achieving and the struggles that you're having as well. So that's also going to help you get a handle on these things. Aquarius, this week you have the King of Pentacles. You had the Wheel of Fortune last week. We had a lot of fates coming our way. It seems like that could have worked out in your favor because we're now stepping into a place of the King of Pentacles. He's a very stable person. This archetype is very stable, okay? He's got a lot of that masculine energy, he's got that structure, and he's got that order in place, okay? He's very aware of his surroundings, his physical surroundings. So he's managing his money well. He's making sure that, you know, things are up to date. He's got the backyard, the garden is going well. The plants are watered and fertilized. He's making sure that the kitchen cupboard is full of food, and, you know, he's fixing stuff around the house. So he's got a lot of things in order. He's managing things. He's got his checklist, which is really good. We want to step into that kind of energy. Now we've also got that King of Cups energy, Knight of Cups energy coming through this week as well with the collective. So it's going to be good to kind of like share, you know, with people around you the things that you're going through. Okay, with what's happening here. You know, like share with people the successes of, you know, whatever finances maybe that you might be having success in. Maybe whether this might be the garden or, you know, the housework or things like this. You know, he is the king of the castle. He is very proud of his home, his space, his physical surroundings. So with that Knight of Cups energy, he also likes to share it. So, you know, I would say, you know, the King of Cups this week with the Knight of Cups with the King of Pentacles. You know, he's ringing people up. He's seeing if they want to come around, and he's having a chat with people. He's sharing his house and his space, and you know, he's putting on a barbecue for people. He's really connecting with people with that Knight of Cups energy. So, you know, work with that one well this week. This week, Pisces, you have the Death card. Well, that's a little bit dramatic, isn't it, Pisces? No, not really. The Death card, of course, is about something coming to the end, to an end. It is the end of a cycle. The cycle is in accordance to nature. So this means as something comes to an end, something new is going to come through. We did have that Lovers card last week. Now, that Lovers card was probably suggesting that you wanted to be connecting more with yourself. Okay, I don't think that was so much about connecting with other people. Maybe it was. Let me know if that did happen. But it was more about finding that self-love and asking yourself, what is it that your heart truly desires? Are you following your heart? Okay, are you finding that balance between the masculine and the feminine? And I think that's probably been a bit of it's in doing that is actually bringing something to an end, whatever that might be. Okay, I feel like if you're starting to align yourself into that place of love, you know, usually that's things like lack of self-worth that kind of is coming to an end, or, you know, a scarcity mindset of something that might be coming to an end. So this Death card could be saying something like that is, you know, something bad is actually getting out of the way. That's what I'm feeling for you right now this week. Do have that Knight of Cups energy coming through. That Knight of Cups energy is about sharing your feelings, sharing your passions. So as you're going through this process of something coming to an end, it's probably going to help you to actually talk about it to some close friends, or you know, some family, or your partner, you know, whoever is available, emotionally available for you, to have this conversation, because as this comes to an end, you'll be starting again a new chapter, which is going to be next month, December, last month of 2021. So so, you know, enjoy that. Don't be afraid to let go, as you're going to have new opportunities coming forward. And that is it this week for the Tarotcast of November. That was week 4, guys. Next week is November, last week of 2021. We in a month or so's time, we're going to be in 2022. I feel like I've just kind of like just started processing the beginning of 2020. 2 years, where did it go, guys? Anyway, I hope it's all worked out for you. I hope things are looking up for you. I know it looks like with the collective energy, it looks like we're making our way through it. So guys, don't be shy if you haven't already. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments, guys. I want to know how your journey is going. I want to know how these cards are resonating with you, okay? I want to know how all these pieces are falling into place. But with all that said, come and join me next week for the final month of 2021, and let's ride it out together, guys. So until then, big love. Ciao.